Junie B. Jones is Captain Field Day by Barbara Park. I think I look a little like Junie B. on Field Day. Chapter 1. Chatting. My name is Junie B. Jones, and the B stands for Beatrice. Except I don't like Beatrice. I just like B, and that's all. This morning I woke up very excited, because today we were having kindergarten field day at my school. That's why I couldn't stop shouting the happy news. Field day! Field day! Today is field day! I shouted to my dog named Tickle. And then I quick ran to my baby brother's room. He was sleeping in his crib. Field day! Today's field day! I shouted to baby Ollie. He woke up very fast and then he started screaming his whole entire head off. Mother came running right in there. Junie B. Jones, for goodness sakes, what has gotten into you this morning? I looked at this woman real curious. It's field day, I said. Field day's gotten into me, Mother. How could you even forget this important occasion? I've been talking about field day all week, remember? Field day is when Rube 9 goes against Rube 8, and we have different races and stuff. Ollie kept on screaming. Could you quiet him down, please? I asked Mother. He's taken the edge off of my good mood. She picked him up and patted him. Oh, thank goodness field day's finally here. Maybe now we'll be able to talk about something else for a change. I danced all around that woman. We will, Mother. We will be able to talk about something else after field day is over. We'll be able to talk about how Rube 9 creamed Rube 8. Ha! I jumped up and down. You're coming to watch me, right? Daddy's coming too, right? Because Rube 9 is going to win all the races, probably, so we'll need lots of clapping and cheering. Mother ruffled my hair. Don't worry, we'll be there, Junie B. I think Grandpa and Grandma Miller might come too. Oh, hooray! I said. Hooray for the whole darned family. And after that, I ran out of the room and I called my bestest friend named Grace on the phone. And wait till you hear this. I didn't even have to look up her number in the phone book because I finally got it memorized right in my head. Its name is 555-5555. And that was a hard number to remember, I tell you, because I kept forgetting the 5. I pressed the numbers very careful. Hello? Said a voice. I did a frown. Grace? What's wrong with your voice? How come you don't sound like yourself today? Do you have a frog in your throat? And all of a sudden I did a gasp. Oh no, Grace, you didn't catch a cold, did you? You can't be sick today, Grace. Today's field day, and you're the fastest runner in kindergarten. Go tell your daddy that you have to come to school, Grace. Go tell him right now. Go! And just then the voice talked again. This is Grace's daddy. I looked at the phone. Oh. Hello, Mr. Grace. No wonder you don't sound right, because you're not even Grace, that's why. And so where is she anyway? Pretty soon, that Grace said hello. Grace, it's me, Junie B. I'm glad to hear your voice. You're not sick, are you, Grace? You still coming to field day, right? Grace giggled real loud. Of course I'm coming to field day. I have to come to field day. Remember, I'm the fastest runner in kindergarten. Okay, here's the thing, Grace. You're not actually supposed to brag about yourself like that. My Grandpa Miller said that it's called toot your own horn, and it's not very polite. That Grace did a huffy breath at me. I am not tooting my own horn, Junie B. I'm just saying the truth. We have lots of slow runners in our class, like Lucille. She won't run fast because she doesn't like getting sweaty, and you're not exactly speedy yourself, Junie B. Yeah, so? I said. Yeah, so I'm going to have to give us a really big lead, because I'm the only fast one we have. I made a grouchy face. You just tooted your horn again, Grace. Did not. Did too. Did not. Did too. And just then my mother called me. Okie dokie. I've got to go now, Grace. I'll see you, friend. See you, friend, she said. And after that, we both hanged up. And I skipped to my breakfast very happy because a nice conversation always starts the day off right. Chapter 2. Captain. That day at school, Room 9 was very excited. We kept laughing and jumping and giggling and shouting. And me and my best friends, Grace and Lucille, we runned and skipped all over the room because we had to warm up our muscles for field day, that's why. And all of a sudden, my teacher hollered our names. Lucille, Junie B, Grace, please take your seats right now. We stopped real fast. My teacher's name is Mrs. She has another name too, but I just like Mrs. and that's all. Yeah, but we need to keep on skipping, I said, because Grace said we have to warm up our muscles for field day. And if you don't warm up your muscles, your legs will get clamps. Clamps, said Lucille. No, they're cramps, said Grace. Mrs. smiled a little bit. You girls will have plenty of time to warm up outside, but right now we have an important job to do. Right now we have to pick the captain for our field day team. And just then everybody got excited all over again. A boy named Meanie Jim waved his hand in my teacher's face. Me, pick me, he hollered. I'll make a great captain. Nah, pick me, teacher, pick me, shouted another boy named Polly Allen Puffer. I'll be better than him. No, pick me. I'm the fastest runner in all of kindergarten, hollered that Grace. And Mrs. sat down in her chair and she crossed her arms and waited for the yelling to stop. I hurried to her desk speedy quick. Mrs., guess what? I didn't shout just then. Did you hear me? Huh? Did you hear me not shouting? I was the only one in the whole room who doesn't shout. I pulled on her sleeve. Maybe you should reward me for good behavior, I said. Huh, Mrs.? What do you think? Maybe you should make me the captain of field day, because that would teach the others a good lesson, probably, huh? Mrs. stood up and she walked me back to my table and she pointed her finger at me. Sit, she said. And stay, she said. After that, she went back to her desk and she held up a little basket. Boys and girls, please listen carefully. In this basket, there are 16 folded slips of paper. 15 of the papers are blank, but one of the papers has the word captain printed on it. Whoever picks that one will be the captain of our field day team. After that, Mrs. carried the basket around the room. She stopped at every table and she let all the children pick a paper. Keep your papers folded until everyone has chosen, said Mrs. We'll all open our papers together. My stomach felt nervous and jumpy inside because I didn't want anyone else to pick the captain paper, of course. When Mrs. got to my table, my heart was pumping very much. She held up the basket for me to pick, and I reached in real careful, and I digged all around in there. And Mrs. tapped her foot. Please, Junie B, just pick one, okay? Yeah, but I don't think my fingers have touched the right paper yet, Mrs. I'm waiting to get the right vibes. Vibes, said Mrs. It's short for vibrations. Whatever, Mrs., I said, and I digged some more. For the love of Pete, just pick one. After that, I quick picked a teensy paper from the basket, and I waited at my seat very patient until the rest of the children picked too. And Mrs. smiled. Okay, everyone, when I count to 3, you can open your papers. 1, 2, 3. I opened mine up, and I did a gasp. Oh, I saw the letters, that's why. Mrs., look, my paper has letters on it. It's the word captain, I think. I zoomed to the front of the room to show her, and guess what? She said I was right. I skipped around in a circle. Hooray! Hooray! I am it, people. I am the captain of the field day. And after that, I laughed and danced and clapped and laughed. Only you know what? Nobody else clapped with me. Chapter 3, Capes and Lightning. Mrs. hurried over to me and she said to please stop dancing. Yeah, only I can't even control my feet that good because they're excited about being captain of field day, I said. I jumped up and down. I've always wanted to be the boss of people, you know, and now I am the captain of everybody. Captain means the same thing as boss, right, Mrs., right? And just then my whole mouth fell open because I thought of something very wonderful. Mrs., hey, Mrs., guess what else captain can be? It can be the name of a superhero, I think. I clapped my hands. Yeah, I heard of that before. I heard of a superhero named Captain somebody or something. And so that makes this job even better, I said. I hugged myself real happy. Maybe I could even wear a whole entire superhero outfit, like a leotard and some tights, and a captain and a belt with a cape and a belt with lightning. And just then Mrs. held her hand in the air. "Whoa, whoa, whoa," she said. And then she quick took me into the hall and she bent down next to me. "Junie B., you are mixed up about being team captain. Team captains are not superheroes. They're not even close. In fact," I did a frown at the woman. "Why aren't they? Captains are the bosses, right?" No, Junie B. Not in this case, they aren't. In this case, a team captain supports the team. A team captain keeps the team united." She looked at me. "You know what united means, don't you? You heard of that word before, right?" I thought and thought very hard, but I couldn't actually remember it. And Mrs. explained it to me. Unite means to join people together. Junie B., that's what it means. A team captain keeps her teammates working together in good spirits. Instead of bossing them around, she cheers them on. Do you think you can do that? I did a little frown because this was not the job I expected, that's why. And finally I shrugged my shoulders. "I guess I could do it," I said kind of quiet, "but I still wish I could have a cape." I looked at her real serious. "I wish that really, really bad, Mrs." Mrs. stood up. "Well, I suppose if we looked around the room we could find a towel to pin in your shoulders. How would that be, Junie B.?" My eyes got big and wide at her, and then I jumped way high in the air. "Perfect! A towel will be perfect, Mrs. Because then I will look like the real captain of field day. Plus, also, I could dry my hands occasionally." And after that, I run straight to the sink in the back of the room 9. And guess what? Mrs. found a towel in the cabinet, and it was a red one. She pinned it on my shoulders, and I zoomed all around the room. "Look at me! Look at me! Mrs., look at me! I'm fast as lightning in this thing!" And finally, Mrs. grabbed my hand, and she walked me over to the door. "Boys and girls, it's time to get things started. Let's all form a line behind our team captain." I spinned around and looked at them. "That's me, people! Me! I'm the captain. I'm the one with the red cape. The cape will remind you that I am captain of field day." And just then, room 9 groaned. Ooh. And groaned. Only I don't actually know why. And after that, they lined up behind me, and all of us marched outside to the playground, and then we waited real excited for room 8 to come out, because field day was ready to begin. Chapter 4, New Thelma. I know 2 people in room 8. First, I know a boy named Handsome Warren. He was a new kid at school. I used to love him, only now I don't even see him hardly, so he's just regular Warren. And that's all. I know another kid in room 8, too. Her name is New Thelma. The first day she came to our school, my boyfriend named Ricardo chased her all over the playground. I hollered and hollered for him to stop, but he said chasing New Thelma was fun. So that is how he come to dump me. Dumped is the grown-up word for when you have to find a new Ricardo. Just then the school door opened and room 8 came running out to the playground, and the room 8 teacher was at the front of their line, and she was holding someone's hand. Oh, I did a gasp, because guess what? It was New Thelma. New Thelma was the captain of room 8, I think. And Mrs. smiled at me. "Okay, Junie B., here's what happens next. As soon as they go out here, you and the team captain of room 8, you shake hands, and then field day can begin." I felt kind of sickish inside. Yeah, Ollie, here's the problem. I don't actually like that girl, and so I'm going to shake hands with the room 8 teacher instead, okay? No, Junie B., that's not how it's done. Team captains shake hands with each other. It's the way teams show good sportsmanship. And after that, Mrs. marched me right over to New Thelma. And wait till you hear this. That pushy little girl grabbed my hand without even asking. "Hey, I know you," she said real giggly. "I've seen you on the playground before. You're a friend of Ricardo's." And after that, she shook my hand very hard. I did not shake back. Mrs. leaned next to my ear, and her voice did not sound happy. "Wish her team good luck, Junie B." she whispered. Now. I did a huffy breath. Oh. Okay, fine. Good luck, Thelma. I grouched. New Thelma said, Good luck, back to me. And then she tried to shake my hand some more, but I quick pulled it away. Don't touch the merchandise, I said. And after that, Mrs. took my arm and we went back to my team. And guess what? Just then I heard my Grandpa Miller call my name. I looked up. He and my grandma were coming across the playground with Mother and Daddy. And I run to them speedy fast. Look, people! Look! I'm Captain Field Day. See my cape? I'm captain of this whole entire production. Grandpa Miller smiled real proud, and then he picked me up in the air, and he flew me around and around, just like a real superhero. Pretty soon I heard Mrs. blow her whistle, and then Grandpa Miller put me down, and I hurried back to my captain, because it was Captain Field Day to the rescue. Chapter 5, Event Number 1. Captain Field Day to the rescue! Captain Field Day to the rescue! I shouted my loudest. And then I zoomed and zoomed all over the place. My cape flied in the air behind me. Those things are marvelous, I tell you. I ran in and out of all the children. And then all of a sudden, Mrs. grabbed the back of my cape and she held it very tight. I looked back at that woman. Here, there's a problem here. I can't fly to the rescue when my cape is crumpled up like that. Junie B., please. You need to settle down. No one needs rescuing. I blew the whistle so we can start the first race. Just then, roommate teacher blew her whistle too. The first event between room 8 and room 9 is going to be a team relay. Since both of our classes have 18 children today, everyone will get to run. And after that, Mrs. made a line in the grass where the race would start. And then she told us the rules. Each team will line up behind this white line, and the first person in line will run down to the fence, come back, and tag the next runner. And the race keeps going on and on like that till everybody in the line has run. Does everybody understand? I jumped way high in the air. I do, I shouted. I understand perfectly, missus, because I'm captain, of course. After that, I hurried to my bestest friend named Gracie. You go first, Grace. You're the fastest runner in kindergarten, and so you have to be at the front of the line. I grabbed that Grace's hand and I pulled her to the front. Only too bad for us because Charlotte was already standing there. No cutsies, she said. I was here first. I crossed my arms at that girl. Yeah, I know that, Charlotte, but I'm Captain Field Day, and Captain Field Day says that Speedy Grace needs to go first. So move it, Missy. Charlotte stamped her angry feet. No, I was here first. I told you. She said it real snappish. And just then Gracie smiled at Charlotte very nice, and she whispered a secret into her ear. And then, what do you know, Charlotte backed right up, and she let Grace go first. Wowie, wow. How did you do that, Grace? What did you say? That Grace did a shrug. I just said the word please. I tapped on my chin. Please, huh? I'll have to remember that one. And pretty soon Mrs. blew her whistle for us to line up. Is everybody ready? She asked. Yes, we hollered back. And then Mrs. shouted in her loudest voice, on your mark, get set, go! And then boom, fast as a rocket, Gracie started to run. Go, Gracie, go, shouted room 9. And Grace zoomed to the fence and back again. She tagged Charlotte on her hand. Go, Charlotte, go, shouted room 9. We're winning! And after that, Charlotte tagged a girl named Lenny. And Lenny tagged Jamal Hall, and Jamal tagged a boy named Ham. And Ham tagged Polly Allen Puffer. And then all of room 9 kept on tagging each other until finally there was just 3 more runners to go. Their names were Ricardo, Junie B. Jones, and Crybaby William. Ricardo made noises like a race car. Vroom, 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 he said. And then all of a sudden he got tagged and he took off running. And me and William watched him go. Ricardo runs fast for a boy in cowboy boots, I said, kind of proud. Crybaby William pulled on my cape real urgent, and he quick whispered a secret in my ear. I'm not good at this, Junie B. I'm not a fast runner. I patted his slow-poke little head. You don't worry, little William. I'm Captain Field Day, remember? I'll save the day. I will run so fast you will even be able to walk, probably. And just then Ricardo came running back. Here I go, William! Here I go, saving the day! Watch me! Ricardo tagged my hand. I took off as fast as a rabbit. And then I kept on getting faster and faster, and I turned around at the fence and I started running back. Only all of a sudden a very terrible thing happened. And it's called, oh no, my shoe flied right off my foot. It went high in the air. I runned after it speedy quick, and Room 9 shouted at me to stop. Yeah, only you don't have to worry, people. It won't take me very long to put this back on, 'cause good news. I picked it up and waved it all around. Velcro! And after that, I put it back on in a jiffy, and I zoomed right back to William, and I tapped him on his hand, only that boy just kept on standing there. Go, William, go! I shouted, but William shook his head no. He pointed at Room 8. They were jumping up and down and dancing all around, because guess what? They already won the race. Chapter 6. Losing. Room 9 was not a good sport to me. They kept saying it was my fault we lost the race, and I stamped my foot at those people. No, it's not my fault, I said back. My shoe flied off, and so what am I supposed to do, run in my sock foot? Meanie Jim got close to my face. Yeah, you loony bird. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. You were supposed to run in your socks. I thought very hard about that. Well, what do you know? I said kind of quiet. It looks like Captain Field Day has learned a little something here. And Room 9 did a groan. Oh. I backed away from them real careful, or else they might tackle me, possibly. I backed all the way up to Mrs. They're mad at me, Mrs. They're mad because I lost the race. Mrs. ruffled my hair. It's not your fault, Junie B. Your shoe came off by accident. And besides, Field Day's not about who wins or loses. Field Day's about having fun. I hang down my head. Yeah, only what's so fun about losing, Mrs. Hart? And just then Mrs. made announcement. Boys and girls, I don't want to hear one more word about winners and losers, okay? Field Day is a day to run around in the fresh air and enjoy the sunshine. We came out here to have fun and get some exercise, and we're not going to care one little bit about who wins or loses. And as soon as Mrs. walked away, new Thelma skipped up next to me. Room 8 is winning, she said real squealy. Room 8 is beating Room 9 1-0. I made a mad face at her. Yeah, only you didn't hear my teacher, Thelma, did you? Room 9 don't even care who wins or loses. Room 9 came out here to run in the air, so ha-ha on you. Yeah, said Ricardo. Yeah, said Jamal Hall. Yeah, said Lenny. And then all of those people gave me a high five because I made a good point, apparently. And pretty soon the Room 8 teacher blew her whistle again. The next event will be the softball throw. Unlike the relay race, the contest is not going to be a team event. The softball throw is for anyone who wants to join in. If you'd like to see how far you can throw the ball, please form a line behind me. Polly Allen Puffer was the first one in line. I'm a good thrower, he said. I'm probably the best thrower in Room 9, in fact. Lenny lined up next. I'm a good thrower, too. Me too, said Jamal Hall. And just then Crybaby William pulled on my cape. Because he wanted to whisper again, that's why. I'm not good at this event either. I don't have to do it, right? Right, Captain? I don't have to throw the ball, do I? I put my arm around his shoulder. No, you don't. You don't have to worry about this at all, William. Polly Allen Puffer's going to win this thing in a breeze for us. New Thelma did a loud squeal. Oh, it's Strong Frankie. Strong Frankie's the strongest boy in kindergarten, she said, very thrilled, and all of us looked at him. Strong Frankie made a big arm muscle, and it was largish and roundish, and New Thelma cheered and cheered. Go, Strong Frankie, go! Strong Frankie, go! I tapped on her. You are getting on my nerves, madam, I said, and New Thelma giggled in my face. That girl is a nitwit, I tell you. And just then Mrs. clapped her hands together. Okay, everyone, we're ready to begin. The first person to throw the softball will be Polly Allen Puffer from Room 9. We only have time to give everyone one try, so do your best, okay? Polly Allen Puffer did a big grin. I only need one try, he said. I've been throwing softballs my whole life. And after that, he picked up the ball from the ground, and he winded up with all his might, and then, bam, he threw that ball as hard as he could. Only too bad for Room 9 because he didn't actually aim that good, and the ball went straight down into the playground, and it made a round hole in the dirt. Room 9 stared and stared at that thing. Baba, I said. Yeah, bummer, said Meanie Jim. Bummer, said Charlotte. Polly Allen Puffer jumped up and down, real upset. I need another try. I need another try, teacher, please. But Mrs. gave him a pat on the back, and she moved him out of line. And I walked over to my bestest friend named Grace. He blew it, I said, very disappointed. Polly Allen Puffer blew it for our team. Yeah, said that Grace, just like when you blew the relays, Junie B. I made squinty eyes at that girl. Thank you, Grace. Thank you for reminding me. You're welcome, she said back. That Grace does not understand sarcastic, apparently. And after that, lots of other boys and girls in our class threw softballs, too. Roger threw the farthest in Room 9. The ball went all the way to the fence, and Room 9 shouted his name real thrilled. Roger! 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 The next person to throw was Strong Frankie. He picked up a softball from the basket. He rolled and rolled it all around in his hands, and he threw the thing with all his muscles. I did a gasp. Because that ball flied all the way over the fence, and we never saw that ball again. Room 8 screamed and shouted and skipped and danced. Also, they hopped and jumped and twirled, and Room 9 slumped our shoulders, very depressed. Because guess why? Losing does not feel very joyful. Chapter 7, Skunked. The skipping race came next. Room 9 chose our fastest skippers. Their names were Charlotte, Jamal, Gracie, Lynn, and Meanie Jim. Those people can skip like lightning, I tell you. I made up a cheer for them. Its name was Go Skippers. Here are the words to it. Go Skippers. Go Skippers. Go Skippers. Go Skippers. I cheered real loud in front of Room 8 because I really thought we would win this one. Only, what do you know? We didn't. Some of our skippers cried a little bit. We got skunked, said Lenny, very sniffling. Skunked means our score is a big goose egg, said Jamal. A goose egg is a big fat 0, said Grace. A big fat 0's when you're stinking up the place, said Meanie Jim, very glum. Mrs. did not like that kind of talk. Hey! That's enough of that. I'm very proud of all of you. You did your best, and that's all anyone can ask. Right, Junie B? Yes, I said. Plus also, a wid would be nice. I sat down, and Mrs. looked at me. She looked at me for a real long time. The tug of war is the next event. How about another cheer for our team captain to get us charged up? No, thank you. I already did a cheer for the skipping team, and look where that got us. Mrs. made squinty eyes at me. Try. I stood up. Rah. Thank you, said Mrs., and I sat back down. All of us lined up for the tug of war, and Room 8 held on to one side of a rope, and Room 9 held on to the other, and Mrs. tied a bow right in the middle of it, and she drew a line on the ground in front of each team. Okay, people, whichever team pulls the bow over their line is the winner. Is everybody ready? Yes! 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 Shouted Room 8. Room 9 just looked at her. William was behind me. I'm not that good at the tug-of-war, Junie B. I never even did the tug-of-war. Join the club, buddy. And after that, roommate teacher blew her whistle and both our teams started to pull. Room 9 pulled and pulled with all our strength. People! People, we're doing it! We're doing it! I shouted, very shocked, and we pulled some more. And then all of a sudden we heard a loud holler. It was Strong Frankie, and he yanked the rope as hard as he could, and then Linny and Ricardo fell down on the grass. And then the bow went over the line, and Room 8 went crazy. They were loud. They were laughing. Room 9 walked to the water fountain very sad. And then we sat down next to the building, and we didn't talk for a real long time. Finally, Mrs. came and got us. Come on, boys and girls. There's just one more event to go. She took us to the pull-up bar. The roommate teacher smiled real big. All right, everybody, it's time for the pull-up contest. Polly Ellen Puffer stared at her. Big whoop. Then the roommate teachers tattled on him, and Polly Ellen Puffer had to sit by himself for a timeout. Mrs. Knott was not happy with us. Okay, children, I understand that you're not in a good mood, but one of the things we learn in field day is to never give up. Room 9 is not a bunch of quitters. Are we, Junie B? I looked at Room 9's faces. Yeah, pretty much. Mrs. threw her hands in the air. Okay, that's it. I'm not going to take no for an answer. There must be someone in Room 9 who has the spirit to keep trying. Which one of you children has the courage to not give up, huh? How about you, Jamal? You going to try to do a pull-up for the team? Jamal pulled his shirt up over his face so no one could see him. I believe that's a no, I said. Mrs. looked around some more. Grace, how about you? Will you try to do a pull-up for us? No, I can't, she said. I really can't. I'm only strong in my feet. I'm not. I'm strong all over my body. Room 9 turned around. And there stood Strong Frankie again. He made another arm muscle at us. I stamped my foot at that guy. You stop doing that, Frankie. You stop tooting your own horn, because that is not polite. And anyway, Room 9 has strong people too. We have people who can do a jillion pull-ups, in fact. So there, ha! Strong Frankie crossed his muscle arms. Like who? I put my hands on my hips. Like lots of people, that's who. And just then a boy from Room 9 raised his hand a teeny bit. Like me? He said. And then we all walked right up to that pull-up bar, and he stood there all by himself, and I did a gasp. And then the other children did gasps too. Because what do you know? It was William. Chapter 8, William. All of Room 9 kept on staring and staring at that boy. Look at his little arms, whispered that Grace. Where are his little muscles, do you think? William don't have any little muscles. I've seen the wind blow him down on the playground. Yeah, said Roger. William doesn't even know what a pull-up is, I bet. Our team is going to look worse than ever. Mrs. snapped her angry fingers at us. That woman has ears like a hawk. Ooh, nice simile. Strong Frankie went first. The roommate teacher lifted him up to the high bar, and then, quick as a wink, he did a loud grunt. Ugh! And he pulled his chin right up to the bar. 1! hollered roommate. Strong Frankie did another grunt, and then he pulled himself up again. 2! shouted roommate. And after that, he just kept right on going. Strong Frankie kept grunting and pulling and grunting and pulling, and Room 8 kept on counting. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And finally, Strong Frankie dropped to the ground. 7, 7, Strong Frankie did 7, shouted New Thelma. And Room 9 sat down on the grass real gloomy, because William was next, that's why. Mrs. lifted him up to the pull-up bar. It was not fun to watch, because William just kept dangling and dangling up there, and he didn't even move a muscle. And pretty soon Room 8 started to laugh. It was kind of loudish and meanish. I made a fist at those people. You want a piece of this? I shouted real mad. Mrs. snapped her fingers at me again. And then all of a sudden, William kicked his legs a little bit. And then he kicked them again. And wowie, wow, wow. His chin went right up to the bar. And that is not even the best part, because as soon as he came down, he went right back up again. I springed up from the grass. 2, William! You did 2! And you didn't even grunt! William went up again. And my mouth fell all the way up at 3, William! You did 3! And after that, all of room 9 springed up from the grass too. 4, William! 4! We shouted. 5, William! We shouted. 6! 7! 8! 9! And William dangled for a little while longer, and then he kicked his legs one more at a time, and what do you know? 11! It was the happiest day of our whole entire kindergarten. When William dropped down, all of room 9 piled on top of him. William! William, you did it! We hollered real joyful, and pretty soon we heard a muffly voice. It said, Get off of me! I think, and then all of us got up and we stood William on his feet. Room 9 danced all around that guy. Also, we tried to lift him on our shoulders, because he was our hero. That's why. Only our shoulders kept on collapsing. Plus, William's shoes kicked us in the face. And then all of a sudden, a bright idea popped into my head. People, wait, I got it. I've got it. I know how to show William he is our hero. After that, I whispered my idea to Mrs. And guess what? She took the red cape off my shoulders and she pinned it onto William's shoulders instead, just like I told her. William saved the day, I said. William is our superhero. His name should be Super William, I think. William smiled real big and then he zoomed around on the playground and the cape flew behind him. Mrs. smiled. See, boys and girls, see what can happen if you don't give up on yourselves. Just then William zoomed back to where we were. But I still don't get it, William. How did you even do that? How did you do 11 pull-ups? Because those things are very hard. William smiled, kind of shy. I practiced. That's how I got a pull-up bar for Christmas, and I practiced every day. And just then William's daddy came hurrying over, and he put Super William on his shoulders. And then all of us marched to room 9. It was like a happy parade. And here's another happy thing. Our families came and ate cookies with us, and they were proud of how we did. My family hugged me very much. And then my Grandma Miller hugged Super William too. And Grandpa Miller flew him around in the air, because William loved that cape, I tell you. And guess what else? I didn't even ask for it back, not for the whole rest of the day. That's being nice of me, I said to myself. I'm being a good team captain. And after that, I laughed right out loud, because what do you know? I was tooting my own horn. The end. Junie B. Jones is Captain Field Day. Wow, it was hot under there. Hope you enjoyed the story. Junie B is a trip. Don't be like Junie B.